Alright, hello and welcome back to another episode of Fallout New Vegas. Unfortunately, some of my recordings were, only one, while we were heading to Mobius' lab. From a portion heading towards it, gone. But I'm in the lab, so you won't miss out this fight right here. Whatever it is. Oh, fuck. Was I supposed to come this way? That's a big robot. Big robot! Blah, 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 blah. That hurt. Target drones? Is there anything I can do around here? Pain in the butt, Mobius. God damn it, I'm trying to open this desk.
The emergency overload is initiating.
Oh, another LAER. Good, because the one we have is broken. I'm gonna drop that. Oh, let's shut it down. Oh, Mr. Mobius. Okay, quick save right there. Do a hard save as well. So you're Dr. Mobius.
I'm imagining all sorts of imaginary numbers right now. Yo, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain. Little hard to see you. Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. Would you care? I love mentats. Delicious and smarty. I have all sorts of amazingly science-terrific thoughts and ideas when those chalky tablets are zipping through. I forget them all not long after, though, especially with the data constipating my memory core. Afraid binary streams might shoot. Had to start using the dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations, although Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. Anomaly? You're really quite special.
Quiet.
And not in the cranially challenged. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here.
Why is that a problem?
I'm not sure, except that I'm sure there's a very good reason for it. I have very good reasons for almost... even if I forget them occasionally. Although Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. The ghosts aren't real? That changes everything. Why, I could... Please be my guest. Oh, yes. That feels wonderful. Well, every scientist needs an army. Mine came to me after these rather large scorpions kept coming in from the desert, like poisonous frosting.
Jesus Christ.
How scary, I thought. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data-drained computers? And then I thought about custard. I do so love custard. Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that.
Oh, Jesus Christ,
to
dude.
work myself up to it. Not usually violent, except when I... So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take mentats, I can feel my entire chassis breathe like a big... As for the Psycho, sometimes get the chem Did I? Maybe I did. Can't have them leaving. Some reason for it. Ethics or, conscience? You and your brain are quite alike. Dr. Mobius. Rather catchy, isn't it? It's my name, and my new name overwrote the old one. This name's as real as you or I. Although I believe your brain expressed similar incredulity at the nature of... Someone's been watching too many old-world science fiction movies, it said.
Jesus Christ.
I must admit I have a vulnerability for holotape fantasies of planets and robots. Like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to forget them, take on new names. It enforces the recursion loop and...
You're programmed their names as part of the recursion loop?
Now, trap is a rather harsh word, like excrement. Not an inappropriate word, but still rather harsh. But, yes, I did. I certainly didn't until you said trap.
Why did you trap them?
The radar fence to keep the think tank hemmed in wasn't really enough. They keep testing things. They would have found a way to disarm it. I suspect I have Plan C's in place, but I may have coded myself to forget them. So I had to do something else to keep them occupied here. Dr. O, which is actually not his real name multiplied, since you can't multiply his real name in the first place. Ouroboros, Klein, they have all forgotten themselves. And I reprogrammed their chronometer. It was a merciful lobotomy, really, thinking back. And the world isn't ready for that kind of too-far thing-taking. That's...
Ouroboros, I know what that is. Isn't that the snake that consumes itself?
Is it? I suppose it is. But really, Well, it's simple. Despite their many failings, they are rather bright. They are the think tank for a reason. That, without something to distract them, make them afraid, they would simply... Then you came along, the final variable solved. They saw that their world was larger than they...
Here, let me up my intelligence. Eat a mentats. Here we go.
There have been... Yes, very... But that...
to the three technologies.
I consider coincidence to be profanity,
Jesus Christ.
along with the words astrology, herbal tea, and luck. So watch it. My threat broadcast is designed to instill and install fear. And coincidentally, pardon
Jesus
my
Christ.
language, all those technologies are needed. The X2 antenna can be used to focus your... And the sonic sound wave projector emitter was... In short, brains, a heart, and courage. Spine. They had them all the time in the story. Yes, my overly... Oh. But I couldn't delete you or your arrival any more than I could. You're really quite difficult to ignore, you know. Oh, that means my plan is a total failure. That is
Jesus
unfortunate.
Christ.
Oh well, at least I tried. Indeed, the good...
We're nearing the peak.
I'm having...
Well, he's a little messed up in the head. Hello, brain.
Well, look who
Oh
finally
my God, it's
dragged
my
themselves
fucking
in out
brain.
of the wasteland. And where have we been? Crawling through pits of... Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you...
Why are you such a dick?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, a, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave?
Of course you're responsible. You're my
I
brain.
certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little
Jesus
partnership.
Christ.
All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone, glands. They come from glands, free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive...
But you're the source of most of those glands, unless you're arguing that my thyroid is to blame.
Well, look, it's all a very complex system of biofeedback and other things I wouldn't expect you to understand.
Admit it, you're just as glandular as I am.
Oh, all right. Perhaps I am, but
Fucking
at least
brain.
I'm logical about it.
And you want to be reunited?
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological function. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell.
What about cool breeze of your cheek, the smell of food, love?
Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel that way because you've got all that meat.
Isn't it just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
Ah, there you go.
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it? I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us. Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem.
Well, what the fuck?
Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
What's so bad?
Don't seem so bad. They vivisected us just to see.
Oh,
Imagine that kind of... is
fine.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts to think. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Oh, I got my brain.
Oh, I see you and your brain reached a compromise.
Yes, we did.
How pleasant. I hypothesized after the indignant frequencies my receptors had recepted, such a partnership-based conclusion. If I recall, I had a plan that was working. I wasn't trying to kill them, just blast. Something ingenious and needlessly complicated. I forgot I had forgotten pencils until one day I found one. That will be difficult. It would be like fighting 5 scaled-down versions of me that have better depth perception. And they have an arsenal of vivisectors, brainial beams, and a rather nasty ray that... If you could survive those highly improbable odds and ends. Although, I doubt killing them would do anything except... Well, you could try and appeal to their humanity. That's a tired cliche. And really, well, there's many things they have forgotten, sitting in their bowls. Friendship, the thrill of discovery. Love, masturbation, the usual. Much like your brain. Why? Or if not, you could... Then you came along, and... Oh, tell them I'm still alive. We had a nice chat. Or you could kill me and lie about it. And if you are partial to lying and deception... They're more than a little gullible. And if you speak of me, please try and make me look good. I am Dr. Mobius, after all, not some lab assistant. Why, of course you can.
Nice.
Indeed.
Well, he does have a plan. Or I have a plan to plan. Alright. Use the sync. Well, I want to let them live. I feel like, yeah, they're fucking assholes. Like, sure, we could just, murder them and then not think about it. But if we appeal to their humanity, I'm going to try to appeal to their humanity. They've been in a robot brain for a long time. I'm going to try to appeal to their humanity. Hello, boy. This is a good big robot scorpion. You are. Yeah, I'm gonna try to appeal to their humanity, and maybe that'll work. My charisma and dialogue are pretty high. Alright, so we'll save right here and end this episode here. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please like below. And we'll see more show notification. Anyways, catch you guys later.
I'm known by many names. Mountain Slayer, Thunder Lion, the Chocolate Axe. But you may call me Tiffany.
There has to be someone here.
Is there any more markers around I can stick up my ass?